Welcome to part 2 of chapter number 1, Nutrition in Plants. In part 1, we have learned about introduction of nutrition in plants, autotrophic nutrition, heterotrophic nutrition, saprotrophic nutrition in plants. In part 2, we are going to learn about photosynthesis, the food making process in plants, and a section through a leaf. Photosynthesis, food making process in plants. The process of making of food by green plants in presence of sunlight and chlorophyll is known as photosynthesis. Photosynthesis mostly occurs in the leaves of green plant. Hence, leaves are also known as the food factories of the plants. Factories. In factories where the production is take place, new products are made in a factory. Same like here, the plants leaves are known as the food factories because here food is made by plant. So in exam maybe in give reasons the question that give reason leaves are also known as food factories of plants because in leaves in the presence of chlorophyll with the help of carbon dioxide water plants make their food, so it is known as food factories of plants. Photosynthesis is the combination of two words, photo plus synthesis. Photo means light and synthesis means to make. Process of food making in green plants. Green plants make their food themselves. Green leaves make food from carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. So the basic requirement for the photosynthesis process are chlorophyll, carbon dioxide, sunlight and water. Hence, for taking place of photosynthesis, carbon dioxide, water, sunlight must be rich at the green leaves in addition to presence of chlorophyll. Means the photosynthesis process is take place in leaves, so it should necessary that all things carbon dioxide water and sunlight fall down on the rich water rich to the leaves and sunlight fall down on the leaves of the plant, then and then only the photosynthesis process is take place. The raw materials required are carbon dioxide and water. Additionally, plants need chlorophyll and sunlight. So, if the question asked to you that list out the raw materials for the process of photosynthesis, so the answer is water, carbon dioxide, sunlight and chlorophyll. Look at the picture. In the first picture you can see the plant picture. Here chlorophyll which is present in the leaves, oxygen is released from the plants and carbon dioxide is taken by the plants, water which is transported from the root to the branches where the leaves are present, and in presence of the sunlight the food is made by the plant and this food is transferred from the other part of the plant through different tissue that we will learn in our next chapters. Hence, process of making food making in green plants are called photosynthesis. Hence, for taking place of photosynthesis, In this equation, you can see that carbon dioxide plus water in presence of sunlight, as well as the green color ball show it to you, chlorophyll. So plant make their food, that is the glucose, and also release the oxygen. So the chemical name of the carbon dioxide, that is the CO2. The water chemical name, that is the H2O, and the sugar which is formed by the plant, its chemical name is the C6H12O6, and oxygen, that is the O2. Glucose, the food prepared by plants, is a glucose. Excess glucose is stored in the form of a starch in a parts such as seeds, stems, roots, even leaves of the plants. Means the food which is produced by the plant, that are used by the plants, but the excess food which is remain, that is stored in the different part of the plants, which are helpful for the other animals and the human being for a food purpose. Oxygen, it is a byproduct of photosynthesis. Byproduct means it is released after photosynthesis. This oxygen is released in the atmosphere through stomata, and this oxygen we inhale from the environment, from the atmosphere. Following are necessary for photosynthesis to be taken place: presence of sunlight, presence of chlorophyll, presence of water, and presence of carbon dioxide. Photosynthesis in algae. Green patches in ponds or near stagnant water can be seen easily. Stagnant water means the deposited water in the that this water is not a flowing water. This is deposited at a place, that is the stagnant water. These green patches are living organisms. If you observe any time, means in the past, that you can see the water after the long time which is deposited at a particular place, you can see the green color patches over the water surface, and these green color patches are living organisms, and that is the algae. Algae are plants. They are plants. Often algae grow near the shallow waterlogged areas such as near tube wells, taps, etc. Here algae grow always in the waterlogged area, means the water where the stagnant water is, also the algae grow. Algae look green because of presence of chlorophyll. Algae prepare their own food by the process of photosynthesis. Photosynthesis process carried out by plants, it's very important for life on the earth. This is because the two basic requirements for life on earth, food and oxygen. These both are the basic requirements, and which are produced by the plant. Food for entire living world is produced by plants, and this can be explained using a food chain. So food chain is a representation of the link between the series of organisms in which each organism depends on the next one in the series of food. A section through a leaf. One question arises in our mind: why photosynthesis take place is done on the leaf of the plant, not other part of the plant, like in a root, in a stem? What is the structure of the leaf which support plants to do the photosynthesis? Let me understand this structure. Leaves have several tiny pores like structure on its lower surface. This is called stomata, through which leaves absorbs carbon dioxide from air. We cannot see the small tiny pores which are present on the leaves by naked eye. But if we make a slice or the section from these leaves and we can see under the microscope, we can easily see there are many tiny pores present on the leaf, and that are stomata, and which absorb carbon dioxide from the air. Water is also required for photosynthesis. So water is sucked by the plant through the root. But how this water is transported to the leaves? This water is transported to the leaves through hair-like pipelines from the roots, same like at our home. The municipal government from the big tanks of that municipal corporations through pipelines, the water is supplied at our home. Here also the tiny pipelines, hair-like pipelines, which are present in the plants that supply the water from roots to the other part of the plants and especially to the leaf. These pipelines are present throughout the plants. Example, from roots to the branches and leaves. What is the name of these pipelines? These pipelines are known as xylem. This is the detail of the leaf structure as well as the plants working. You will learn in this topic in chapter number 10. But here I mention it because you understand it properly. That's why. Xylem is a type of tissues. Chlorophyll, a green pigment, is found in green leaves. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight and gives energy. Chlorophyll absorbs sunlight, carbon dioxide and water and convert them to carbohydrate and oxygen. As you know, carbohydrate is a nutrient which gives the energy to the plant. Carbohydrate is used as a food and oxygen is emitted out to the atmosphere. Means oxygen doesn't require for plant, so plant exhale oxygen in the atmosphere. This whole process of making food by plants is called photosynthesis. You can see in the picture the stomata. It enters the leaves through stomata, that is the carbon dioxide gas. Stomata are a minute opening. You can see in the picture the small gap which you can see, and that is the small openings that present mostly on the under surface of the leaves. Each stoma is bounded by a two bean-shaped cell called guard cell. You can see the guard cell. That means each stoma bounded by a bean-shaped cells. Guard cells are a bean-shaped cells who covers the stoma. What is the function of guard cells? Guard cells control the opening and closing of stomata. In general, stomata open during the daytime to help leaves carry out photosynthesis and close at night. So at night it doesn't open, so not carbon dioxide is entered inside it, and photosynthesis process is not take place at night time. FAQ, frequently asked question. That means these questions are very much important for you to understand. Question number 1. What is photosynthesis? Answer. The process of making the food in green plants in presence of sunlight is known as photosynthesis. Question number 2. What are the essential factors for photosynthesis? Carbon dioxide. What is the chemical name? CO2. Water, that is the H2O. Chlorophyll and sunlight are essential factors for the photosynthesis to take place. Question number 3. What is chlorophyll? Chlorophyll is the green pigment present in green leaves. Pigment. What is the pigment? It is the substances which gives color to particular organisms, particular things, particular organs. Here this chlorophyll gives green itself, it is a green color, so it gives a green color effect, green colors to leaves. So the leaves which are green, in that chlorophyll is present. In our human being also, in our blood, one pigment is present, that is the hemoglobin. And do you know why the color of our blood is red? Because of the pigment which is present in our blood. Hemoglobin itself, it is in a red color, so the color of the blood is the red. Question number 4. Why do leaves look green? Leaves look green because of the presence of chlorophyll, which is a green pigment. Question number 5. What is the function of chlorophyll? Chlorophyll absorbs the sunlight for the photosynthesis. Welcome to part 3 of chapter number 1, Nutrition in Plants. In part 2, we have learned photosynthesis, the food making process in plants, as well as a section through a leaf. In part 3, we are going to learn synthesis of plant food, parasitic plants, and insectivorous plants. Synthesis of plant food other than carbohydrate. Plant need proteins and fats beside the carbohydrate. Same like us, plants also require nutrients. Protein are nitrogenous substances which contain nitrogen. Nitrogenous substances means the substances which contain nitrogen element. We know that nitrogen is present in environment, in atmosphere. Although nitrogen is present in abundance in atmosphere, but plant cannot absorb atmospheric nitrogen. Plants gets nitrogen from the soil. Certain type of a bacteria called rhizobium are present in the soil. These rhizobium bacteria convert gaseous nitrogen into usable form and release it into the soil. Means with the help of the rhizobium bacteria, plant take nitrogenous substances from the soil. They help plant to convert gaseous nitrogen to the usable form of nitrogenous substances. Plants absorb these soluble forms of nitrogen along with the water and other minerals through their roots. Sometimes farmers add nitrogenous fertilizers to their field to fulfill the need of nitrogen. So the farmers use fertilizers that containing nitrogenous substances, means nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur. These are the important minerals help for the growth of plant. These are inside the fertilizer. In this way, plants gets fulfillment of nitrogen along with other nutrients. After the fulfillment of all nutrients, plants synthesize protein and fats, and these protein and fats useful for their growth. These are some frequently asked questions in exam. Read this question and answer and try to understand it and learn it for exam purpose. Modes of nutrition in non-green plants. Heterotrophic plants can be classified as parasitic, insectivorous, saprophytic, or symbiotic. Parasitic plant. Parasitic plants are plants that obtain their nutrients from other plants. The plants from which the parasitic plant obtains its nutrient is called its host. Some plants do not have a chlorophyll. As we know, chlorophyll help the plant to make their food through photosynthesis process. Here they do not have chlorophyll, hence they cannot synthesize their food by themselves. Such plants are known as non-green plants. They depend on other organisms for food because they do not make their food own self. Such plants use the heterotrophic mode of nutrition. Some of them are called parasite. A parasite is an organism which lives on or inside the body of another organism and takes shelter and food from that organism. Means they get food as well as shelter from the host, and the host in this case is always at a loss because parasite or an organism, they takes shelter as well as food from them. Plants that do not have a chlorophyll are called non-green plants. Plants which live on other plants for food are parasitic plants. In this slide, there are two pictures of parasitic plant. First one is the mistletoe and the second one is the dodder. Dodder, and the another name of that is the cuscata. It consists yellowish orange tubular stems that coil around the trunk of the host tree. You can see in the picture. It makes the coil-like structure around the host tree. Its leaves are in the form of small brown scale. Dodder penetrates into the stem of the host to obtain nutrition for its growth. Means dodder require nutrients for the growth. They penetrates their stem, that penetrates into the stem of the host tree, and from the host tree they get a nutrition. Mistletoe. Clusters of a mistletoe grow on the top of a big tree like the oak. You can see the oak tree, and these are the green colors are the clusters of the mistletoe. It has a green leaves which can photosynthesize and produce its own food. However, its root penetrates the branches of the host to absorb minerals and water. That means they get minerals and water from the host tree. They have a green leaves. They can make their food through photosynthesis process. Some frequently asked questions are given to you in this slide. Read it, try to understand it and learn it. It will helpful to you for exam. Under the category of heterotrophic plants, the second one is insectivorous plant. Insectivorous. This word indicates that these plants are eating insects. Insectivorous plants are plants that obtain nutrients from animals such as insects. Some plants eat insects. Such plants are called insectivorous plants. They trap and digest the insect. Look at the picture. The first one above picture is pitcher plant. Pitcher plant is example of an insectivorous plant. In pitcher plant, the leaf is modified to form a pitcher-like structure. You can see in the picture. The bright color of the picture makes it very attractive to insect. The colors are very attractive of the pitcher plants, so the insect are attracted by these plants. They sit on it. Inside the picture, there are several hair-like structures. These hairs direct the trapped insect downward, means the insect which are trapped by the pitcher plant, that trapped insect direct goes as a downwards through this hair which present in pictures. When an insect sits on the picture of the plant, the lid closes. Look at the picture, you can see the lid like structure. That lid suddenly closes and the insect get trapped inside the picture. The insect is then digested by the enzymes secreted by the cells of the plants. Means in our human body also digestive juices as well as some enzymes help us for the digestion of food. Same like in this pitcher plant, some enzymes are secreted by the cells of these plants and this help them to digest the insect. The second picture is picture of Venus flytrap. It has hinged leaves. When an insect lands on the leaf, it snaps shut, trapping the insect. Overlapping the teeth-like structure, you can see the teeth-like structure. When insects sit inside it, the overlapping of these teeth-like structures on the leaf, which prevent the insect from escaping. Means insect cannot escape from this insect Venus flytrap's leaves, and it is digested by the Venus flytrap, and this plant get nutrients from the insect. Cause of eating of insects by plants. The soil of marshy land is deficient in nitrogen. These plants living in marshy areas do not get nitrogen from the soil. Their nitrogen need is fulfilled by sucking the juice of insect. As we know, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, sulfur, these are important minerals for the plant. But the insectivorous plants get this nitrogen from the insect. Example of Venus flytrap, Utricularia, Drosera and Rafflesia are the other examples of insectivorous plant. Read this question and answers, learn it for exam. Now it's time for homework. Write scientific words in science notebook. You have to use a black pen for a question and blue pen for an answer. No need to write down any FAQs or any IQ test questions which we have discussed in our slides. These are only for to clearance of our base of this chapter. To understand the topic more clearly, it was given to you. So make sure do not write these questions and answers in the notebook. Be happy, be safe and be healthy at home. Thank you.